Well, it's been a couple of days since Joe Biden has been named the new president of the United States, but they haven't made it official yet. They haven't. Shh, 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 shh. It's done. It's done. And I'm not here to rub this result in the face of any Republicans or anything like that, because again, like I do have worries with Joe Biden being president. Do have genuine concerns and worries. And I had genuine concerns and worries when Trump became president, when Barack Obama became president, when anyone in my lifetime became president. Like, this is nothing new. It should be natural to have your doubts and fears with how someone is going to lead a nation as large as ours. Now, not to get so much into the semantics of things here, but people are worried more so, and I just want to make, just something, a video talking about things of people having fears of like what Trump is going to do in his final 2 months in office, or 2 months and change. And like people are concerned that like he's going to declare martial law, that he's going to just like, I don't know, like every set every rich white guy free out of jail or just anything like that, even though he has the power to do things like that. What people need to realize is that senators, specifically Republicans, are getting fed up with him now. All this rhetoric and meandering about, oh, the election was a fraud, the absentee ballots, the vote by mail ballots, all that stuff was fraudulent. There's that one chart where the line goes straight up. That's one thing. There's all these votes that came in Michigan. That's another thing. But like, okay, if something like 100 and whatever thousand votes, like I said in my previous video, if that actually happened and they were scanning votes and they all went to Joe Biden, you think the Democrats are that stupid that they wouldn't just space the votes out? They would just put them all in one cluster? And on top of that, if the election is rigged and they rigged all these ballots, why were Democrat House of Representative people losing in some of these states? Like, why didn't they, why did they just rig it for Joe Biden? Why didn't they rig it for the Democratic nominees too? Like, that don't make any sense. Anyways, the whole thing is ridiculous. And that's the thing. Like, even Chris Christie now is coming out saying Trump just needs to stop this. He's damaging the party. And he's going to damage the party because the thing is, if he sticks with this and people don't call him out for it, the Republicans are going to be seen as the people that aren't defending democracy. Because until some confounding, irrefutable evidence gets shown or proved in court, there's been a number of court cases already where no fraud has been found. Until that happens, the Republicans are going to look like the ones that aren't defending a democratic process. And they're going to be seen as the people that are tyrannical, that are more towards leaning more to like a Soviet era run system where it's like, oh, we're just going to say this guy won no matter what the results are. Like, the Republicans don't want to be linked to something like that. And the people saying how like, oh, Donald Trump's going to call martial law and all this other stuff. Like, no, he's not. I dare him to try it, because even as Republican as this Senate is, they will impeach him in a weekend's time if they have to. You think Donald Trump wants to go out being impeached in his final month or two in office? Like, seriously, he can only push things too far before Senate goes like, you know what? You're terrible for the party anyway. It'll send a better message for the Republicans going forward if Trump steps out of his lane and takes things too far, and the Republican Senate is the one that has to force him out of the road completely. Like, forget about pushing him back in his lane. You just push him off the road, impeach him. And I would give props to the Republican Senate if they did that. I'd be like, that was a great move, and it shows that you're committed to defending democracy, because at the end of the day, that's what every move that these elected officials should be representative of. So anyways, yeah, I'm not here to tell you how great this country's going to be with Joe Biden, because I have my concerns, obviously. But I'm just glad that it's just not Trump anymore. It's just not Trump anymore, and people need to deal with that and just move on. All this fraud stuff, people are talking about how like it's just so apparent and obvious. Then you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. If it's so apparent and obvious to you, just imagine when lawyers that make 10 times what you're ever going to make in your lifetime, and me or anyone you know, when they present this to a judge, whoa boy, it's going to be a slam dunk. So you got nothing to worry about. This fraud should be so crystal clear, easy to discover, guys, right? Anyway. So, just get used to Joe Biden as your president and sit back and enjoy the shit show that's going to be Donald Trump's final 2 weeks in office. Let's hope he at least gets there, because it's just going to be just so fascinating what he's going to do. I don't want to say I'm excited, because, you know, people may end up getting their livelihoods ruined in some way, shape, or form, but it's like, man, what is he going to do? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Like most presidents, when you get to this stage of your career, you're worried about doing like speaking engagements for the rest of your life. Like Donald Trump don't give a crap about that. Donald Trump don't care about going to the, you know, the naming of his library or anything like that. Like he doesn't give a care at all. Anyway, Biden's president, guys, and this whole fraud thing. And again, Chris Christie was one of Trump's very first. In fact, I do believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the first guy that was running on the Republican ticket in the presidential election race for the Republicans, the preliminary elections. And he was the first one that stepped out and gave his support to Donald Trump, if I'm not mistaken, in the primaries. So it speaks volumes if he's one of the guys speaking up saying, like, no, we can't do this anymore, man. We can't do this. Like, show that proof or just shut up. Because, man, he's just looking like such a sore loser baby bitch. And it just makes me cringe to see, like, a grown-ass adult be this much of a sore loser. Like, damn, man. Like, it stunk when he won the first time around, but I was like, well, at least it's not Hillary. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, I can't believe Trump won. Oh. Anyways, Trump didn't deserve to get reelected, and that's the bottom line. And this whole notion of, like, you know, I'll leave you on this note. And I actually tweeted this out to someone that left a comment on my previous video saying how, you know, it's clear the election had to be rigged. You know, the system doesn't want a president that isn't starting wars, that was good on, this is his words, that's good on the economy, that's good on immigration, like what he considers what Trump did with immigration good. Anyways, he was good on all these bullet point areas. And I said to him, I was like, you know what? You're right. The election has to be rigged, because there's absolutely no way, shape, or form that the scenario could have possibly been that this highly disliked president just didn't get more votes than this president that was less hated. Like, that just, it's impossible. How could this super disliked president get more votes than someone who is less disliked? And that's all it comes down to. Joe Biden was hated less by less people, by more people. Did I say that backwards? Anyways, he was liked by more people. That is all.